So today I'm just have some glance of introduction myself, and we'll straight away we'll get start today agenda as per the schedule. Okay. So myself, Bhimanna Kamara, you can call me Beam. Okay. So I have around 15 plus years of experience in IT as a cloud technology. I'm working last 5.5 years. Okay, for TCS, Microsoft, Dormakaba, KNG. There is a multiple clients. In fact, we are working for this, from the cloud-based technology for the short-term projects as well. So you will get, real-time feel of, cloud migration related stuff that you can able to easily to uh, get it jump into the new project and you can easily to sustain. Okay, so but prior experience is required. No, SQL DB or SQL developer. Okay, so that you can easily to understand what exactly we are going to do and that is going to prior requirement. Okay, so as per today's schedule and today agenda, we are going to focus on only for the this subscription related stuff. Okay, so that initially 1 week you'll have some basic terminologies related stuff. Okay, so that you will easily to digest other thing. Okay, so first module 1 and module 2, it is going to take 1 week of time. Maybe it is going to extend, depend upon our interaction session. Okay, so this is purely for technology stuff of Azure, with respect to Azure SQL. Okay, so we'll have module 1 and module 2, that is basics fundamental related. So even though you are not working in cloud, okay, so you easily to understand this cloud technology related stuff. Okay, and if you are, prior experience of any AWS, GCP, and Azure, or any Alibaba, some other technologies, okay, you can easily do, one thing, if you have, any other cloud technology knowledge or experience, you can easily to, understand the terminology is different, so the functionality is wise the same thing. Okay, if you have the prior experience in Azure, you can easily to learn in a GCP and AWS and all. Okay, even AWS also, if you know that. Uh, Azure and GCP and other cloud also we can easily learn. Okay, one thing we just need to stand Azure SQL standpoint of, okay, so comparing to other, okay, I work for the GCP as well as um, Azure. Okay, so AWS, to be honest, I haven't worked, but I know the contest and all. Okay, so the service prospect of only for the SQL related, I'm just discussing. Okay, if you are Azure, okay, so the SQL related stuff. Okay, so whatever the Microsoft service provider is providing, none of the other cloud providers not providing. Okay, why? Because okay, the pass module, the pass compatibility, pass high availability, integration of on-premises and cloud to cloud, multi-cloud connectivity. There's a massive compatible things is there. Uh, Considering of the cost also. Okay, so lot of added advantage is there. So if you guys is familiar 5 to 6 experience, so you may worked on a backup, high availability, security. Okay, so lock shipping, mirroring, always on high availability, multi-site cluster. So whatever you learn, okay, so the similar kind of things in a past service and Microsoft is going to provide you. Okay, so that's what most of the customer. So I work for HUL client, Hindustan Unilever. They're having lot of servers and all. Okay, because of this past compatibility, they are going to convert from the GCP Azure SQL and Azure SQL managed instance. See why I'm just now highlighting these things. Okay, so for the SQL perspectives, Azure is the best path forward. Okay, that is only thing I want to say. Okay, so coming to this, module 1, module 2, what I said, the introduction part, and module 2, 3, 4. Okay, so please go and check that link that I already provided. Okay, so complete this 3, 4, 5, you will get completely Azure SQL managed instance, SQL Server, IaaS VM related uh, stuff we are going to learn. Okay, completely this is in a real time, and you are going to do your task your own. on behalf of your subscription. Only the thing you cannot able to do the managed instance, but I am going to delivering this managed instance completely with a paid subscription only, so that all the task which is related to a real-time aspect, we are going to deliver that one. Okay, so rest of the all the tasks in your free trial subscription you can able to do. Okay, so 3 4 5 is Azure SQL. You'll get deployment, high availability, and geo replication and failure group. You'll get all the things. And coming to this, 6 7 8, completely the uh, real-time high availability infrastructure and a landing zone deployment. Okay, so some of the tasks we can do by using of JSON template or the PowerShell. Okay, to automate the things. Okay, and the last module, it's basically end-to-end project implementation. Let's say you are into this new project, so how to understand what are the requirement that you are going to ask. Okay, so what is the things that question is that you want to ask the client. So okay, so your manager said that today we just mapped the one new project, you don't know, so you involve into the migration project or support project. So there is a time that you have a checklist kind of thing that you can ask them to understand the requirement and providing your solution. So this is a high level component that we are gonna see. Okay, so most of the things we completely real time based task we are going to do, considering of existing projects. Sometimes you are going to involving that. Okay, so just before what I shared before the session. Okay, so we have just have got in a new project that we are going to do some migration from different data sources, like uh, Progress DB, MySQL, and QuickBooks. This data source we just need to do some migration from on-premises SQL. Then after that, we just need to queue the landing zone of cloud landscape, considering the Power BI reports purpose. Okay, the Power BI and all other team is there, but we are doing just migration part only, so that you'll get know that not only for the SQL to SQL migration. Sometimes you're going to enhance your skills to other uh, RDBMS, RDBMS servers, RDBMS technologies you're going to learn in the migration aspect. Okay, so I'm just honestly saying. Okay, so individually you can able to contribute and work once after done this course. This is completely 30 days. Okay, so few tasks it may be going to extend. Okay, so daily 1.5 hour the session is going to happen. Okay, so this is all about, so the course curriculum standpoint of, I already shared the links and all. You can go through and let me know if you have any doubts and seeking any help, and will definitely help on that part. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so let's jump into this today class. Okay, so this is our paid subscription. If you can see this. Okay, so uh, on behalf of our company, Cloudpix Technologies, we are just maintaining this subscription over here. Okay, so top side right corner you will get in your account details. Okay, so where we can able to see complete information of your account details. If you want to switch into the multiple accounts, also you can able to switch it here. Okay, suppose that you will have some feedback form. Okay, so as and when you are going to do some task related stuff, okay, so it is going to ask, but you can ignore this. And the thing is that if you have some sort of things, any compliance related, you want to seeking of help from the Microsoft end. Okay, so here you will get some all these things, and you want to do some troubleshooting also you will get in our links here. Okay, so how to take the free trial subscription and all, we have already the session, just go through, and if you are feeling some difficulty, let me know so that we can assist you. Okay, in the settings tab, basically this is our how we are going to do the desktop setting. The similar kind of approach, the appearance, the preview and all, whatever you want to do, you can able to do here. Okay, this is the next tab is very important. So normally most of the things, okay, in a SQL aspect, we are going to do GUI mode only. But when you are uh, POC has done, if you are going to do some non-production production migration, most of the things the infra team is going to do DevOps related stuff. Okay, but database related stuff, database deployment, you will have either PowerShell or JSON, or else portal end that we are going to do. This is the notification bar whether the deployment is succeeded or not. Here is the one place, and you'll have subscript resource group, and also you can able to see, and whatever we are going to performing into the portal end. Okay, so you can able to do by using of the shell command, cloud shell command. Okay, so this is these are the two tabs. Towards navigate to the left side panel. Okay, so you will have a lot of things here. Okay, so this is similar kind of thing. If you can see the Google or AWS also, there the home button, something related to what are the service that going to provide. Okay, so I'm just clicking on this one. If you're going to click the home button, typically you will see the existing service deployments, or subscription details, or the service that you are being used last. Okay, so that is just going to imply if you are brand new. Yeah, so if it is a brand new subscription, you are not going to see here. Okay, and the next one is dashboard. So it is a something customization of your portal that you are going to do some shortcuts here that is related. But most of the real time we are not going to use for the database standpoint of. So the most important thing that you are going to see the all services. So as of now, Microsoft is giving around 60 plus region, and 160 data centers. They are going to do providing all the services, including all services with respect to compute, database, DevOps. Okay, so even networking. All this, okay, nearly the 243 service they're going to providing as of now. Okay, initially I just started 2015, they are not even given 250 services, but now they are going to enhance day by day. Even though today you are going to learn this Azure SQL DBA, next 1 month they are adding a lot of features, lot of services. So once you are learned, also you have to do some sort of new things, and go to the Microsoft documents website, LinkedIn also you can able to go, and our groups and our CloudFix technology LinkedIn portal also we are going to publish the same thing. Okay, this is the service related. Okay, so we're more focusing of the database related. Okay, so considering of the database services, we are more initial two modules that we talked about. Okay, to understand, to get, let's say the best example is if you want to do some migration. Okay, so normally on premises to on premises, what you are going to do, the backup file is going to take in a local drive or the shared drive. From there you are going to do the restoration, or you are going to do some log shipping, mirroring, always unavailability. So typically the standard process that we are going to use, right? But cloud landscape, you have to place that backup file to somewhere into the cloud only. Okay, that services we have storage account. Okay, it's as same as our local drive, as well as storage, network share path also. Okay, so you would have to go and keep that your backup file to the storage location. From there you have to do the migration. Okay, that's what there is a dependency. Don't think if you are going to learn the Azure SQL that it is not going to work, not into the cloud as a DBA or the migration consultant. Okay, you must and should know this other services related also, then only you can easily to do the task, you can easily to sustain into the new project or existing project, if you are going to upskill, okay, only learning of the Azure SQL, it is nowhere you're sustained. Okay, it is Azure SQL is very dead easy comparing to on premises. Okay, even if you are follow the my existing records, free access we have provided. Okay, so across the world you can able to go and see, you will learn. But the thing is that the dependency services, let's say the networking, let's say the storage component. Okay, so these are the things that more vital role it is going to play when you are learning the technology or in enhancing your skill set. Okay, so we are more focused on the basic related to this towards Azure SQL course completion. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Okay, so we are more precisely delivering this in Azure SQL related, Azure SQL services, Elastic Pool, virtual machines. This is the first part we are going to deliver 100%. Okay, with real-time approaches and all. Okay, so even we have a lot of tools, DMA tool, DMS tool, and you do have use for the data studio, LRS implementation. So these are the things that we are going to do in a SQL aspect. Now coming to this, after this all services, here is you are going to start your journey first of all. Okay, so all the resources that what we talked about just before. Okay, so all the resources in the sense, if you are already existing services got deployed, you are able to go to see in this portal. Okay, so we are going to provide the access of these recording sessions as well. Okay, so once after going to share your Gmail account. Okay, since I haven't you know deployed anything in this resources perspective, so it is nothing and a brand new. Okay, now if you can see the resource group, so first and foremost thing, what is the resource, what is the resource group? Okay, so simple terminologies. Okay, don't take high level definition and all. Okay, so when you are going to interview preparation and all, you have to learn that definition related stuff. But let's first try to understand the concept, then after that you will definitely go and learn that uh, in detail the resource group related. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, simple and straightforward. Okay, so how we are going to start and what exactly we are going to work. Okay, so as of now, I just explained here, right? So there is portal and resources and all, right? So I'm just going to draw some, uh, so here is my, Azure portal subscription. Okay. Okay, so this is an Azure tenant account you may call. Okay, so if you're individual part, okay, so you'll get in our Gmail account. In the organization level, okay, so the subscription account, okay, so the subscription account you'll get a tenant account on behalf of your organization. Let's say my organization is CloudPix, right? So you will get cloudpix.com. Okay, so if you are individual account, that is your own name, let's say the beam dot at gmail.com, cloudpix at gmail.com. Okay, so normally on behalf of individual account, you'll get in a Gmail account, Hotmail account, whatever Yash, Yahoo, that you're going to take it up. But organization level, which we'll call it as a tenant. Okay, it is an entry point of your organization first of all. Okay, if you want to work on a cloud technology or cloud landscape, the first and foremost thing, okay, you need Azure subscription account. This is called a tenant account, we'll call it as. Okay, so the both the accounts, as I said, one is for individual, other one is okay an organization level. Okay, so how the both are similar navigation, there is no change at all. Okay, so organization level is basically what it is going to happen in a single tenant subscription ID. You will get multiple subscription. Okay, when you go for individual account, Gmail account and all, also you can able to add multiple accounts, but that should be uh, purchase, it is cost based, that is not in a free time. Okay, so that you just need to keep in your mind. Okay, so then after that, once after this is done, Okay, so you are going to entering your landscape in the cloud end, right? So this is your cloud landscape is basically that what we are going to be talking about. So once after cloud, okay, so what you are going to do, just before we talked about something resources and resource group, right? Let's assume, okay, so you want to deploy one SQL server, okay, and you want to deploy a networking, you want to deploy say Azure SQL VM, okay, so you directly you cannot able to go and deploy that service basically. Okay, there is a lot of dependencies and all. Okay, so service is nothing but basically, okay, the Azure SQL, and these are all the service which just before we talked about, right? Not only Azure SQL, these are the services. Okay, so these services that you are going to leveraging. Okay, let's say if you are going to deploy something related to storage related or the networking related, you want to deploy, this is one kind of service. DNS is one services, network manages one service, private link services, public links. These are all the services. So you cannot able to go and deploy directly these services first and foremost thing. So there is a one process and the strategic that you are going to play, but you have to understand, okay, the service that you are going to use, okay, the uh, in a cloud landscape, okay, whether it is in database, networking, storage, and app services, okay, that is in a cloud provider which we are going to leverage. Okay, so for that, actually, you have to keep that one into the resource group. So resource group is a logical container bus. Okay, it's in a one kind of pool. You can just normal terminology. See why you are going to use this resource group is basically to isolate your environment, simple and straightforward. This is this is your resource group, right? So here is your resource group. Why you are going to use for this resource group basically? Okay, so this resource group you are going to considering, okay, let's say US or else development resource group, okay, and let's say this resource group you will call it as a broad resource group, okay. This may you will call it as an POC resource group, okay. So what is the importance of this one main role it is going to play? So here is the tenant account, and you are going to entering into this if you want to deploy, there is a resource group is dependency. Okay, this resource group is logical container of your resources, logical container of your resources. Let me navigate first portal, we'll do some things so that you'll easily to digest. Okay, let me deploy one SQL Azure SQL database. Okay, to understand it is very easy and straightforward. No need to take that much of complication. Okay, so somebody or client is going to ask you, you can directly create, but the dependency service is that is very important. Okay, so I'll show you. Okay, so how real time naming convention, and what are the parameters that you are going to considering when you are going to deploy, when you are going to deploy the services. See here, when I'm trying to create an Azure SQL database, this is in a singleton Azure SQL database. Okay, so I'm just navigating in the below. See here, you'll see that subscription. What is this? All the resources in the subscription are built together. Okay, it means the entry point, whatever we discussed. Okay, so if you want deploy your services that you are going to together build, it's which require one account. Based upon this account only, Microsoft is going to charge you, Microsoft is going to bill you. Okay, so that's what it is indicating. If you can see, that's right, for all the resources, whatever the resource that you are going to deploy into the cloud, okay, that is altogether built under this subscription, under this account. Okay, so Microsoft is very easy to charge you based upon pay as you go model or upfront cost, whatever the methodology is. Multiple subscriptions you have: free trial subscription, enterprise subscription, dev subscription, and students related subscription you have. Okay, there is a multiple, but our case we are going to straightforward free trial subscription or an enterprise subscription that we are going to use. Okay, so my subscription is an enterprise subscription here. Okay, now we talked about the resource group. See here, I want to deploy the SQL Server, but there is a lot of dependencies here. Okay, Okay, you would have to know that one. Okay, simple definition here. Okay, as I said here, it is, resource group is in a container, logical grouping of the all the services. Let's say you want to deploy some development Azure SQL database. Okay, so for that you are creating one resource group. Inside of the resource group, you are going to deploy the service. Okay, let me explore it into the portal first of all. So this is in a subscription and a resource group here. So what is the resource group? Just try to see here. All the resources in the subscription built together. This is subscription related. Okay, let me uncheck. Okay, simple definitions. Okay, when you are attempting interview, this is fair enough. All resource groups is collected of the resources that share the same lifecycle permission, the policies. Okay, so whatever you are going to deploy, the databases or networking services, the storage services, that you are going to map to this resource group. So as of now, I don't have any resource group. That is simple. Okay, just you need to provide your inputs. Okay, so now coming to the naming convention. Okay, so the standing naming convention for the Microsoft typically will follow the most of the customers, the location. Okay, so the your environment. Okay, so your the non-production, production, whatever you are going to use, and this you are going to use for the series. Okay, so that is typically will follow the creating of the resources, the naming convention. Let's say you are going to deploy in a US location. Okay, so this is my US location, and I want this, development resource group. Okay, so and here is my the resource group name, and will follow this numerical value. Okay, typically we'll follow this one. Or else if you want to add this one any application, let's say you are using application, some application is a Flipkart application. Okay, so you are going to map this Flipkart application. So your location, your environment, your application, resource group, and 001. So typically we'll follow this structure. Okay, so if anything it is required, client specific naming convention, will go and deploy the similar kind of approach. Okay, so okay, just click on OK. That's it. The resource group is got configured. Okay. Now you just need to give nothing scripting here. Just give your input parameters. Wherever the star marks is there, you have to. So the database name it is asking, you have to enter your database. So my aspect, okay, so CloudPix dev, okay, DB. You'll give similar kind of approach, or if you have any other naming convention, you can give it. Okay, so this is CloudPix DevDB I'm going to give. So this database, see, whatever the database that you are going to restore your on-premises also, you required SQL Server, right? So this SQL Server in the cloud end, they are giving the logical instances. Okay, so there is a logical instance, this database. Okay, this database is going to map to this SQL server. Okay, so this is a logical SQL server. Okay, it is not a physical, we are unable to see. Why we are unable to see? Because of this is cloud vendor is going to provide. This is basically platform as a service. Azure SQL and Azure SQL managed instance both are a platform. So that we will go in details. Okay, I just want to focus on the basics first of all. So I'm not keen about to deploying of the Azure SQL. I am keen about to discuss this one to the subscription resource group and the resources that what we are going to discuss, that I am going to focus in. Okay, so now this Azure SQL managed instance, how it is going to navigate, how it is going to discussing, that we will discuss later part. Okay, so here is my logical survey. Okay, so which is not available currently. Just navigate to know if you have the existing database here. Okay, if you have the existing database here, you'll get it here in the drop down list. If not, you are going to create simple again. Okay, just click on this create new. Okay, so we are going to create that database. This is going to map here. So CloudPix SQL, okay, SRV, okay, so 001. Okay, so here if you want to use your location or whatever, okay, so I want to use for the US location. Okay, so development server. Okay, so let's say this application name that you can able to utilize, or else you will make it 001 whatever. Okay, so this is naming convention. It's a most of the cases it's depend upon your project. Okay, so in the drop down list, as I said, 60 plus region, 160 plus data centers across the world they're going to utilize. Okay, so there is no change at all, your free trial subscription, enterprise subscription. Only thing, few database aspect we are not going to utilize, but rest of the things you can deploy all this. Okay, I'm just deploying in the East US region. Okay, so when you are installing SQL Server, it is going to ask you the Windows authentication, SQL authentication, and also multi authentication, right? So multi-modal authentication. So we have all the aspect here. So Microsoft Entra is a completely Windows authentication related, and this is a mixed mode authentication. Okay, and a completely dedicated SQL authentication also you can able to do. So there is a three option we have. We'll just off this the middle one, SQL and the Windows authentication. Here it is going to ask you the Microsoft Entra. This is Windows authentication. If you are already have the users, the logins existing, that you can able to map it here. Okay, so in organization level, you will have some lot of users, existing users. That users you can able to utilize here. Okay, so I have three users I just created, so I can leverage these users. Okay, so if you want to map the group also, you can able to map it here. Just for the sake of demo, I just choose that one and use this SQL authentication login also. You can use for SA account also here. Okay, so I'm just going to use SQL admin here. Okay, so we'll provide in a password. Okay, so once after this done, okay, so your logical SQL server is got done. Okay, so now what we are going to do, so if you can see in the first panel, we have discussed about the subscription that we called the billing container, the resource group which were talked about logical container grouping of your SQL server. Here is my SQL server, right? So I'm just deploying my SQL server here. Here is my Azure SQL Server that I'm going to deploy currently. Okay, so this is my SQL Server. Inside of my SQL Server, one database I'm just going to deploying, right? So this is my database server. Okay, so let's navigate to this portal again. Okay, so if a left side, as and when we are going to do the pricing, it is going to reflecting. Okay, pricing it is going to reflecting end of towards deployment also it will do. So that's it. Okay, so we'll talk about this store. See, again we are going to talk about the storage account, blob storage, LRS, ZRS, GRS. So see, one database server deployment, you will have lot of things here. Okay, so one is the subscription, resource group, resources, logical server, and the storage account. Also, when you are going to deploy your SQL server, you will require some compute and storage option. That means, okay, when you are going to install your on-premises SQL server, you are going to bring standpoint of what is the memory and the CPU cores and the storage, right? The similar kind of approach you will see here, the general purpose and the serverless we have. Okay, I'm just going navigating the same point here. Okay, so again you are going to indirectly entering into the storage, networking, and CPU cores and all, right? So see here, so you would have to know these things actually. Okay, so knowing the things of the SQL, that is very damage. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so the dependencies, it is very important to learn. See here, the hardware configuration and all, it is showing us. Okay, so up to 128 V cores and 16 to 5 memory and all. Okay, which is standard operating system. If I'm going to make this one general purpose, hyperscale and the business core and the vCore based purchasing model and DTU, we'll get in details. Okay, I just want to explore it the minute that we are going to options when you're going to deploy the services. Okay, let's make this general purpose only for at this moment. Okay, I'm just going to take it up this 2 week course and minimizing of uh, 1 GB I'm just considering, or else we'll take this one, 14 GB of the database, just apply it. Okay, so we'll discuss that in this here storage. See here, the next step is considering network. So without basis networking, you cannot able to deploy. Okay, so if it is disconnected, please rejoin. Okay, so the same link, okay, which we are going to uh, continue the session to deploy. Okay, so if the first tab we talked about the basic related stuff, about the subscription, a resource group, okay, the server logical server name, the authentication methodology, logical server deployment. If you can navigate to the next tab, the networking related, you'd have to know, right? You are the database guy. Without knowing of this networking, how we are going to deploy? Okay, it is not like taking up the backup and restoring it here. So indirectly you are learning 60% of the 40%